most of us that own guns have gone out and purchased guns and had regrets and traded them in or sold them or pawned them or whatever the case may be. But there are definitely three that, for peculiar reasons, people are getting rid of by the masses. Now, before we get into it, I do want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, ES Power Drink, for not just supporting this channel, but really helping me with my health by being able to put down Trinidad scorpion peppers and in this delicious drink. But a friend of mine makes this, and ultimately what he's done is, because it's kind of expensive to make this product, but now what he's done is he's not only put them in the K-Cups to reduce that price, because ES stands for every Sunday. It's kind of a once a week drink. But now he's put it in these everyday chips. So now you can put down Trinidad scorpion peppers every single day for far less than it ever has been before. That link is below. I'm here at the beautiful Skyline Park just north of Rapid City, South Dakota. It's just got a beautiful view of the city up here. Kind of got into the woods a little bit to get away from the wind to film. But I want to take a moment and talk about the critical mistake Americans are making by getting rid of 3 guns in the masses. Masses of Americans are just dropping these 3 guns. I believe is a critical mistake because they're some of the most effective weapons out there. But they're getting rid of it, and I'll kind of share the reasons why throughout each one. I see their rationale behind it. I just don't agree with their rationale behind it, but it's happening nonetheless. And when I say getting rid of or returning, what I'm saying is selling, trading, pawning, that sort of thing. So here's the 3 most returned guns in America right now. Number 1, the AR rifle. This rifle has been the number 1 most sold rifle in America for about the last decade or more. So I believe there's a few reasons why people are getting rid of this rifle. Number 1, there's just so darn many of them out there that if you just look at numbers alone, if it was just a small percentage of people getting rid of them, it's still a gigantic number. But I also believe there's a fear, an unnecessary fear, but a fear nonetheless, that somehow our government's going to ban these and you're going to be in trouble if you have one. And I just want to take a moment and encourage people not to get rid of this rifle. Because even if for some reason it was to be banned, if you happen to own one, history has shown there's always a grandfather clause somewhere in there. So it's only going to go up in value if they ban it. And I really, in the end, don't think that there is a possibility with the current Supreme Court that there's a federal ban. Obviously, we're seeing citywide bans and countywide bans and some statewide bans of this rifle. But generally speaking, there is not a federal ban of this rifle. And even the state and county and city ones are starting to get overturned by different federal courts and state courts. It's a huge mistake, but there's just this fear of the black rifle. Now, I also want to say that you can kind of see that the flaw in this is that people aren't getting rid of their AK rifles. They're just getting rid of their AR rifles because it's the scary black rifle. Number 2, the AR pistol. This one is peculiar because people, again, they believe that this is going to be a problem. You know, when when it comes to like braces for the AR pistol, they're banned, they're not banned, they're banned, they're not banned, they're illegal, they're not illegal. It just bounces back and forth, depending on who's running the ATF, really. And this is a mistake for the same reasons as the AR rifle. The AR pistol is by far one of the most effective close quarter combat weapons you could possibly own. It's a great survival weapon. Just fits in a backpack real nicely. This is a very effective weapon that I believe people are unnecessarily getting rid of. And again, it's because of the fear of banning them. And I just believe it's an unnecessary fear. Why don't you wait till they are banned? And then again, kind of like the AR rifle, it's probably going to be grandfathered in, so it's just going to go up in value as people stop making them. Because if there is a federal ban of both these guns, there's going to be really less production of them, and and once those numbers go down, the value of your AR pistol is only going to go up. And finally, number 3, and people are getting rid of this one for different reasons, but it's the Glock pistol. And the Glock pistol was the number 1 most sold gun to new gun owners. And new gun owners bought these pistols because they took advice from relatives. And typically, people that love Glocks, they'll tell you, if I came to a Glock person and said, hey, I'm looking for a handgun, they're like, get a Glock, don't get anything else but a Glock. And this was the advice that, hundreds of thousands of Americans got. So they went out and bought a Glock. And then they took it home and they realized that it's a striker-fired pistol without a manual safety. Of course, it has that trigger safety, but people, especially new gun owners, especially, if you've never owned a pistol, I don't believe Glock is the right choice for you because of that feature. And I think people are also seeing that. Now, I think with a little experience, especially just holstering, reholstering, that sort of thing, there are a lot of accidental misfires because of negligent use of this particular firearm, mostly based off of people's really inability to fully understand how to safely handle firearms. But once you're there, it's one of the best handguns in the world. Police and military around the world have embraced this handgun, and if it's good enough for them, it's definitely good enough for you. But again, the new gun owners are really probably the largest group returning the Glock pistol. And I'd also argue that there's more of those out there than most other handguns, so just numbers alone, it's a pretty small percentage of Glock pistol owners returning their handguns, but just the sheer volume of Glocks that are out there, that's still a massive number. So again, thinking all 3 of these returns are a mistake, but again, it's not me. These are the masses. So any thoughts or insight on any of this, definitely put it below. Do want to take a moment and say that most people watch this channel, they're not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.